Lose the Boss segment tonight, as we mentioned in the Talking Points memo, more than 100 million Americans are now receiving some kind of welfare other than Social Security or Medicare, and that includes 36% of immigrant households, both legal and illegal. The highest group, Mexicans, 57% are on welfare. That's opposed to immigrants from Great Britain. Just 6% of that group get payments from the feds. With us now to analyze, Fox Business anchor Dobbs. Before we get to the immigrant situation, Kirsten Powers puts forth that a third of the population desperately needs this government assistance. That's not the America that I see, but I guess I could be wrong.
Yeah, well, statistically, she's right. And the fact of the matter is, the question is, in my opinion, why are they in such desperate need?
But do you really feel those numbers aren't ginned up by people who are just taking advantage of this system?
Without question,
you have to break it into two categories.
Yeah, absolutely.
The people who really need it, and we all agree that in a civilized society, we should have safety nets for those. And then the people who are gaming the system under the encouragement of a liberal Democratic Party, which is telling them, you're a sap if you don't get this. Come on, go get that.
It is a big game being played. One is that we're bringing in approximately 15 million people into the country that we didn't invite. Number two, most of them don't have high school educations. We know by years of sociological study that they will be people who will be dependent on welfare for many years to come. We also have a failing education system. We have 25 million people unemployed. This president, this administration has not been able to create the same level of jobs as existed 4 years ago.
But let's talk about, everybody knows what the facts are, but let's talk about motivations,
sure.
All right? In the Talking Points memo, I said that the coup that the French elected, Hollande, is that how you say his name?
Perfect.
Okay.
Perfect.
All right. He wants to tax the wealthy in France at 75%. And the reason the man wants to do it is so he can chuck that money at the labor unions and at the people who don't make any money to ensure that his socialist government stays in power. Everybody knows what he's doing.
This is starting to sound familiar. It sounds a little like what's going on right now in this country.
Well, that's what I said in the Talking Points memo. I said, what is the difference other than percentage points? Yeah, you can crib it from me, Dobbs. I mean, I know you do that all the time. What's the difference between what the Democratic Party wants to do? Is it take from the 1%ers like you and me and then give it to the folks, the third of them? Here's what's going on. A new Fox News poll just out a couple hours ago. On registered voters, not likely voters, registered. 49% Obama, 40% Romney, a 9-point gap. All right,
big deal.
Now, included in that 49% have to be almost everybody getting welfare payments because Romney's saying he's going to do away with all that.
This is not a great position to be in if you are Governor Romney. A couple of reasons. One is we know that half the country isn't paying taxes. We know that we've got 100 million people receiving in some form welfare from the government. Then we have people who are receiving entitlements, that is Social Security, Medicare. We are an expansively dependent society right now.
When did the ladies allege that this has been going on for a long time, that it isn't just suddenly under President Obama that we've changed? What's your opinion? Because you're very old and you've seen a lot of things in America.
And as I recall, when we go back to FDR, no, you're making me much too old. The idea that we would see this occur started in 1965 with the so-called war on poverty, and then to telescope ahead to the present. We have a president who has presided over the greatest expansion in food stamps in the country's history. It was never even imagined. Social Security, disability. Instead of unemployment benefits, if they run out, people are being moved in wholesale
So you
numbers.
say that it started in 65, but the chart that we have shows a much bigger escalation in the last 5 or 6 years.
No question about it, but much of that is because of the policies that Obama has put in place. We are seeing people.
So you're blaming it on him. The ladies are saying he's not the entitlement president. He inherited this culture. The mindset changed a long time ago from self-reliance with my parents to gimme, gimme, gimme.
Gingrich had it wrong. Obama is not the food stamp president. He is the food stamp president and the Social Security disability president as well. He has blown open the doors of the federal trough in a way that no president in history before him had ever done.
Calculated to keep the Democrats in power, or sincere desire to help poor folks? Come on, you got to give me which one it is.
Okay, you want one?
Yeah.
I think it's close enough to Election Day to say that maybe that's a primary motivational force
To
for
keep
the president.
power.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, Lou Dobbs, everybody.